Welcome back to Tally CA Connect. So thank you so much for your dedication towards learning TallyPrime every Wednesday with us at this forum. So thank you so much for your time, for upskilling and believing in TallyPrime. And building from my last session, so in our last session, we announced on our upcoming release of TallyPrime 7.1, which is set to be live by month end. And we have shown the beta version, that is the beta version of the same is already available on the website. One second, I'm getting if my voice is breaking. Can somebody in the panel confirm if the voice is okay?
It's good enough.
Okay, great. So I'll request you all that please try using earphones for better experience. So as I was saying that we discussed about how TallyPrime 7.1 is all set to live by this month end, and we have the beta version available. So we even covered few enhancements that is on the IMS bit and even the built-in HSN codes and SAC list. So building on the last session, so our today's feature, which is also going to be live with TallyPrime 7.1, we are going to see the preview, and that will be the most relevant for our CA community. That is, we have created an Excel tool that will help you make the financial statements very simply with the TallyPrime data. And the process will be very similar to, because earlier we have hosted many sessions at a CA Connect forum itself, where we have used Tally ODBC, macros, SQL, and a lot of Power Queries, which is a little complicated process for CAs who are not regularly in the coding bit. So our PM team have built this great solution that will be you can export directly your Tally financials into the Excel file in the required Schedule 3 format. And with this year required for the non-corporate entities as per the ICAI format. So we are going to have this preview of how the Excel solution will work, how you can export and map the solutions, so that as and when the product goes live, it will be very easy for you to navigate how the product can be done. Product can be used to the maximum usage. So we have a great team of our product expert as well here today. So we'll request you that instead of chat, please put the queries in the Q&A. Please put the feedbacks in the Q&A so that our team can work on it. And if something can be better improved to make the product more comprehensive, we are open to that. So for the same reason, today in the beta, this Excel tool is not available, because we are constantly evolving basis the feedback we are receiving from the chartered accountants. And so towards the end of the session, we are also going to float the interest form, where you can make sure to give in your details, and our team will reach out to you and enable the same for your TallyPrime. So thank you so much, and let's make the best out of this session. And please continue to give us feedback and queries in the Q&A so that our PM team can answer your queries right away. And please welcome Darshan Shah from the product management team, who has closely worked on this solution and will take us through this solution we have built. Thank you so much, Darshan, for your time. And let's over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Komal. And without any further ado, we'll start with the Schedule 3, the Division 1 financial statements making. And what is the intent, and what is the way we have taken, the approach we have taken in this solutioning, okay, that we will share today in today's session. I'm sharing my screen, so if somebody can confirm me whether it has been seen or not.
Yeah, we can see the PPT.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're able to see.
Yeah, to maintain the internet bandwidth, I'm just switching off my video, and the presentation screen is there on. Yeah. So friends, before 6 months or the last year, if we talk about, we had launched the Tally Smart Financial Statements for NCE, and this year we are with the Schedule 3 Division 1. So people would have experienced now this Excel template. Okay, people loved the NC subject in the Excel, and they gave good suggestions onto it. And based upon the suggestions and other technical enhancements, we have raised our bar, and we have provided the Excel solution which with much more advanced functionalities, and taking care of all the compliance needs, okay, of the Schedule 3 Division 1, which has been laid down by the guidance notes of the from the institute side. So now let me walk you through the session. Uh, Here, how exactly we are thinking about the solution. It's a hassle-free, means no need to format. There are lots and lots of notes and information for the Schedule 3. It's not basically a balance sheet and a financial statement to be provided, but along with that, a lot of notes and information needs to be provided. So it requires a lot of formatting. So that formatting will be taken care by us, okay, in the solution. Here, people are always worried about that key, means since we are doing it in externally, okay, I need to connect with two different applications. So I need to understand the technicalities, maybe of the XML or the ODBC and XYZ. So here we have given a seamless export from Tally directly into the Excel. So that would be one of the very ease part for all the users. And along with that, as I already said, that it is purely totally compliant with the institute guidance notes. So definitely that becomes one of the bible for us, and along with the companies act, that key what we need to provide in this making of the financial statements. So it involves the workflow will be simple enough with 3 steps. The 3 steps would be like export financial statements from TallyPrime directly into the Excel. Second, the data management in the Excel. And for that, we have the mapping. In the earlier days of our schooling and our playgroups, we were doing match the columns. Okay, so this is like an advanced way of doing the match the columns, that is the mapping of the items which are there in our tally, the business way of representation of the financials. Okay, and that we have to match with the uh, headers or the chart of accounts provided by the MCA's Schedule 3 headers. So that mapping, we will be doing it in the Excel file, along with the bifurcation or the split of the balances as per the needs. And along with that, a lot of additional informations will be there. So all these things we will be providing, okay, in the Excel, and directly from there we can do multiple exports or the prints. Okay, means we can do it and generate the things in PDF. We can export directly into the Excel for further formatting. So those options, free options we have provided, which gives much more flexibility for all our users, that they can do the changes as per their needs. So this will be the 3 simple steps: export, the data management with mapping, bifurcation, and additional information, and third, directly the printing part of it or the export part of it. Now, many times a question comes across that why exactly we have selected this option. So people, we found that uh, they are much more user friendly with the Excel because of the additional information they needed. Okay, not only the financial accounting data, but along with that explanations to it in terms of notes. So like that, a lot of data are there into different sources of working. So that we are bringing it under one roof under this Excel. Compliance with prescribed format, as I said, we are using the institute's guidance notes along with the Companies Act ruling. So this requires a lot of deep dive into these domain subject, and prepare the formats as per the needs, considering all the flexibilities needed by the users. Simultaneously, as we know that the nomenclatures do change, because maybe in Tally, in an accounting software, we might be using the ledgers and all the items based upon our requirement, based upon our business requirements. But whereas when it comes to the compliance part, those nomenclatures are to be used. And for that, without disturbing the business data or the business way of representation in Tally, okay, we are taking it into Excel, okay, without disturbing that tally data, and giving the format as per the guidance notes and the institute. So lastly, if we see, all the edge cases which are there. Means example, I'll just take a small example that one ledger is to be, means its balance I need to represent at two different places. One is at the non-current and the current area, and that becomes a very difficult subject how to deal with. Okay, so that we have very well addressed in Excel, which gives a complete solution, and with and without any disturbance into the accounting data of in Tally. Okay, so with all considering all the scenarios, okay, especially the major thing is that people find much more comfortable with the Excel in terms of this type of MIS making. So that's why we selected the Excel approach for the Schedule 3 for making any financial statements. Means even the NC gets covered into this. Okay, so today for the session I will be using more of the Schedule 3 subject. Okay, but yes, the similar structure is there for NCE also. Yeah. So what are the plus points over here? Effortless data export, as I already said. Now, earlier in NC we had two steps, but now it has been reduced down to only one step. Okay, smart mapping, flexible. We will go through this in detail as the subject. Okay, that key how mapping reduces the time and the effort in making the financial statements, and the accuracies what we are trying to build up. Okay, with all the node generation and even the smallest minor reports like aging or the MSME bifurcation, whether it is an MSME creditor or the non-MSME creditor, disputed or not disputed. So everything, the small parts are also being taken care over here. Okay, not going more deep inside in this theory subject of presentation, I would like to directly switch into the product. I hope my pace and my voice is clear. If somebody can confirm this.
Yeah, Darshan.
Great. So friends, this is a plugin product. Okay, means it's not featuring inside as a part of the exe, and we will be just seeing to it that key how exactly the plugin will work. Means we go to Tally website, and on the Tally website I'll provide my Tally serial number. So this plugin gets added along with your Tally serial number. It would be a very simple process. Okay, just matter of, let's say, 5 to 6 minutes. Means once you do that, your license gets updated, and with the update, the Excel templates gets flown into your uh, Tally folder. Just for your reference, so inside the Tally folder, you get a folder called as App Resource. In the App Resource, there is a plugin folder, and over here we have the plugin folder Schedule 3 for Division 1, and these two files will be shipped to you. There is an Excel template inside this file. No need not worry about this. Okay, this you can easily see on the Tally screen. So as we see in the help in the Tally plugins, okay, we'll see over here Schedule 3 for Division 1, okay, version 1, and this is the build. So this will be flown to you, and now we directly start the activity. So first step what we are doing is that the export of data from Tally to this Excel. So if I click on this export, okay, I don't see any options over here. Reason being, we have provided this option only for the people or the users who have balance sheet or P&L access. So when he goes inside the balance sheet, now he gets the access over here in the export option, financial statements. And in the financial statements, we have two options, one for NCE and another for Schedule 3. Once we go inside this, we get the configurations. Okay, now what all flexible configurations we do have over here is we definitely, as the requirement, current year and the previous year goes hand in hand in the reports. So this is the end year Deccan. You can change the year as 31st March 2025 if you are making it for the previous year. Okay, but here as we are onto this date, we will be exporting the data for 31st March 2026. Now, for the previous year, many people say that okay, I have split the company. Now, how do I address this? So if there are two companies, then I can just enable this option. Say previous year data is in a separate company. I just need to say this option as yes. And now I just need to select the previous year company into this list. Once done with that, okay, now 2 years will together get exported into that Excel file. There are few options we have provided. to increase the efficiency and reduce the time. Here, what we have done is that key unnecessary ledgers which are created, which are not used from multiple years, unnecessary export of that would clutter the Excel file. So that's why we have given the options that key you can avoid them. Okay. Yeah, also goes with the inventory part. Now here we have given options for debtors and creditors, the trade receivables and payables. Means if you are well with if the data is well designed and structured with the bill-wise information, please do select bill-wise information. This will clearly and readily give you the aging analysis, okay, which the institute have asked for. That is less than 6 months, 6 months to 1 year, 1 year to 2 year, 2 year to 3 years, and 3 years plus. So entire details of this bill wise information along with the aging will be exported from Tally to make that your trade receivables and payables. Now here Tally does not just does not give you the closing balances, it gives you along with the inventory details also. So if there's a manufacturing company and who would like to bifurcate the information based upon raw material, packing material, other materials, stock in trade, or final goods, work in progress, all that classifications can be achieved with the export of this item wise information from Tally, and then you can do the mapping for this. So this basically gives you a background of what all things gets exported from Tally inside your Excel. So friends, if you see, okay, it's not playing only with the closing balances of the ledgers, it is also providing you bill-wise information of the debtors and creditors, plus it is giving you all the stock related information, and it is giving you not only the ledger's closing balance, but it is also giving you opening, all the debit transaction, credit transactions, and the closing balances, just like your trial balance, what we see in Tally. Okay, with this options, you will be able to see in Tally in the Excel. Now, let's export this and let's see how exactly it looks like. I'm into balance sheet. I press Alt E for export. And now, yes, there are few things like definitely if I go, I want to export it into my clients folder. I can navigate to that. Okay, client folder, let's say ABC, and there are files relating to GST audit. Okay, and there I will export with this name. Okay, if I want to change the name of this file also, okay, I can definitely do that. Done with this, and now I click on this export. So there's no things to connect like ODBC or XML export. Okay, that thing is not needed. It is directly exporting into an Excel template, and this Excel template is available for you for the working. Now, this is an index A page. Okay, this will go for a little revamp. But if you see, we are exporting this 8 datas like trial balance current, trial balance previous year, stock summary, debtors and creditors for both current year and previous year. So this will be available for you for data mapping. Then we will be having other sheets also. But along with that, let me take you to the first sheet, that is the basic information. So in the bottom, you will be able to see there are more than approximately 50 to 60 sheets over here. But to manage it well, okay, we will be controlling with the some shortcut buttons that key which all sheets will be open up for me. Now here currently there are these many sheets open. One is the index, basic information, and readme. Readme helps you for how the template is to be used, what are the best practices. Then each Excel sheet, okay, it is explaining you in detail with some highlighters. It is also giving you the shortcut keys, and along with that, if you get stuck up at any place, okay, there will be link for FAQs, for help content, for the videos from here itself. So this is a very important sheet where like for a start, okay, definitely go through this readme. It will give you a basic idea about how to operate with this Excel template. Then we talk about this file, this sheet called as basic information. This is basic information of the company, wherein like this is the name of the company of the current year and for the previous year. If they were separate, then definitely it could be a different name over here. But wherever printing is required, we will be taking the current year's mailing name information. We will be taking the address, PAN, SIN from the tally. Okay, and we are exporting in the bill wise and the item wise, and we will be selecting the scale factor here. So scale factors, the options are all available here. You can choose as per your need. You can even select the new option over here called as default without the decimals. Now, let's say I'll just add some signatories over here. With the DIN. This is a dummy data, so please excuse me on the formatting part of it. Audit firm. Okay, let's say some number with and something. Now, here there's one important area. This area talks about which type of shares do this company have. Okay, on prior disclosure of this in the basic information helps me for making further reports onto it. So that's why we have asked over here. Similarly, if we are exporting for NCE, the partnership firms, so here there also we'll provide the name of the partners over here and their profit sharing ratio. Okay, so this would be a basic information to start with the mapping part. But here we'll just write the equity shares. There's one 8% preference share. And there could be any number. There could be 7, 8 type of shares also. No restrictions on that. And then I click on this button called as update share capital. Done with that. And now I go to my most important step, that is the mapping. Now let me introduce you to this Excel this sheet where we have provided information or data which we have fetched from Tally and how exactly it has been placed here. So here we can see, okay, it provides you all the information relating to the ledger. So it's not only the ledger name, but along with that you see its parent group, the immediate parent of that. Then we have 28 groups in Tally. So it belongs to which 28 group of Tally. And if we have modified, okay, what was the unmodified group name in Tally? Okay, that has been placed in this group in this column A. If there are any groups created under primary, definitely many are using this feature of Tally that they can create primary groups. Okay, so now when we are preparing them, we also need to say whether it is for the liability, asset, incomes or expenses. So that's why these columns have been given along with the name of the ledgers. Then moving on the right hand side, we have opening, transaction, debit and credit, and we have closing balances. So once done with that, okay, this we generally don't see in many solutions because people feel that only closing balance is sufficient enough for it. But here we are taking all the options of opening debits and credits, which gives me more insight of the data. Then as the audit process, there could be possibility of some provisional entries, okay, or adjustments that we can mention it over here and then tell our clients that kindly update your data along with this provisional entries. Here, I'll talk about this bifurcation later on, But here, this is the area which we need to work upon, and that is the mapping details. Now here we are having C1, C2 and C3. Now what basically C1 stands for? The C1 stands for the heads, which are the part of the balance sheet headers, okay, or the P&L headers. Okay, then C2 is basically the notes, okay, notes header, and C3 is the subnote headers. So basically we need to classify, means if we see these are the ledgers provided by the institute, okay, and they are approximately 200 plus names. Now bringing this into as a drop down 200 names, it's a real big task. So what we have smartly done it is this all the things are conditional drop downs, and with this conditional drop downs you get all the relevant data rather than the entire data. Along with this, we even see there is a mapped column, okay, which gives an intimation that if anything is left incomplete, then it tags it as unmapped. Now, a lot of things we have done for this mapping sheet, okay, to ease the working. Now, how exactly? First of all, there are a lot of columns to work upon. So I may give the option to hide the columns, but we have provided some some feature which is already there in Excel. A lot of features we have used of Excel, okay, to ease our work. And this is the option on the left hand side. You see my cursor. Okay, there is one two squares. One is 1 2. Okay, so this basically when I click on one, it quickly hides the columns which are not right now needed for me for the mapping. Okay, if I need it, I will just click on this plus buttons to unhide those columns, okay, for additional information. But for the quick and faster mapping, just by click of this one button, okay, this uh, columns which are not required immediately can be hidden at one click. Now, as we know, C1 has been well classified by Tally based upon the understanding that this ledger was created under which group of Tally, which default groups of Tally. And based upon that, we have given an intelligence over here that if they are created under capital, okay, let us bring it under share capital. And as we know that most of them are subscribed and fully paid, we have given the tagging of its C2 also. But yes, friends, we can anytime override the tagging what Tally has provided. So it gives you full flexibility on that part. Now, let us start the mapping process. Now, here when we see uh, if this is the preference shares, okay, how many holders are there for preference shares? Some 5 holders are there, and it is under share capital. So let me tag this as I have updated the basic information in the drop down. I get the option of equity share and 8% preference shares. So this is preference shares. Friends, please see this note very neatly. Do you want to copy same mapping for other ledgers grouped under 8% preference shares? Means these are the parent group, and in that all these ledgers are created. So whatever mapping I'm doing for this first ledger, should I extend it to other ledgers of the same group? If I say yes, done. So like this, if there are many such ledgers which are created under same group and it requires same mapping, I need not do one by one. So this gives me a complete ease about like a quick mapping option in the mapping sheet. These are approximately, this runs into multiple. So approximately one of the data which we had seen, okay, there was something around uh, 7 to 800 ledgers, and then we understood that how we can optimize this mapping process. So when we saw major of them are sundry debtors, so we separated them into exclusive sheets and we kept the important ones only in this mapping area. This is the trial balance. Okay, so and for that, here we have also seen to it that this mapping, how can I reduce to the best level? So this is another way. Now, for example, this was one of the way to quickly map the ledgers. Second way is the second new option over here is to create the new headers. So I can create heads in C2 and C3. So let's say this is the drop down available for reserves and surplus. But this ledger is general reserve, which is not part of this list. So if I want to create them, I just write over here general reserve and press enter, it says that it's not part of C2 list. Would you like to add them? I say yes, and now it has got added. Now, if I see the drop down, I get a new option over here, general reserve also. Now, this is another. I'll quickly map the things. Security premium. Yes. Okay, this is loan for asset. I'm just creating a new head over here, which will be part of the notes, not the part of balance sheet. Okay, balance sheet phase, it will not be part of it. It will be part of the notes. And here I can extend it to C3 also for building. This is bonds. This is term loan. This is term loan. Friends, slightly we will spend time over here. For the demo purpose, I've kept limited the ledgers, but definitely let's walk through along with me. Won't take much time. Now, here there are bonds. Okay, so now, for example, this is 8% bond. And I want to have a subheader in this bonds and debentures. So if I want this E column ledger name as part of my subheader, then just I need to use a shortcut key called as Control Shift E. E is for this column. Okay, so once I do that, it copies directly over here, and it also asks me whether I need to create this. I say yes. Done with that. And now if I see go for mapping the bonds and debentures other side, it will get listed over here. Now, once again, here this is 12% debenture. I just once again press Control Shift E and it copies from the E column. Then, so these type of shortcuts also will help for faster mapping. Expenses payable. Provision for income tax. Expenses payable. Sorry, expenses, the provision for expenses. Now, some intelligence has been used over here also. Let's say okay, we prepare fixed assets. Okay, ledgers under fixed assets. Now, definitely as per the requirement from the company law, okay, and the guidelines notes for the fixed asset register. No, sorry, not the fixed asset register, the gross block. Okay, we need to bifurcate the values of fixed assets under gross and accumulated depreciation. So definitely people also create the ledgers accordingly in their books. Now, what happens in the tally? Let's say I'll just navigate you through the tally. Now here, whenever we see there is a ledger which is having a debit balance, and definitely that would be a gross. And whenever there will be a credit balance, it would be accumulated depreciation. So that intelligence we have built over here, wherein like the PP in this ledger, okay, if it is having credit, so it is directly mapped under PPE and accumulated depreciation. So here it leaves me only to mark that in C2, I need to just select furniture and fixtures. Okay, so as I'm creating this, I'm mapping this furniture and fixtures. Okay, it is going into its respective block. Yeah, land. So here, land. This we have come into the investments. This is equity share investments. It's a partnership firm where I have invested. There's some provision also which have been passed for this investments. Reference shares. Now, here it comes with the ledgers. Okay, this is a ledger created under deposit. Okay, so now it has classified under other assets. Now here, if I want to change to cash and cash equivalent, okay, I can do that along with the mapping of balance with the bank. And here I say FD with original maturity of less than 3 months. Now, if it is more than 3 months, you know where to map. Okay, so accordingly, you can do this easy with ease. doubtful, uncertain. These are some capital advances. I can copy paste. Yeah, friends, all these sundry debtors and creditors, okay, we have given a summary over here, okay, and we have classified everything under the special bucket of trade receivables. There are exclusive sheets for it. So here we have written as per creditors and debtors sheet. Now it's quite possible the ledgers and sundry debtors might have some creditor also, as Tally provides flexibility to do that. Okay, so friends, here we will definitely see how the mapping works for sundry debtors and creditors. Here I'll go ahead with some more mapping. Current account. Yeah. Now there would be some questions in your mind that means now if I've created some ledgers under the group which are primary in nature, so how exactly it is handled? So no problem. Okay, for all the assets, we have classified them under other assets which you can override it. Okay, this is some prepaid expenses. I mean to say miscellaneous expenses, prepaid expenses. Here this is advance. Here, this is provision for income tax. I can override this by classifying this under the provision. And here I can say income tax. Okay, these are all fixed assets work in progress. So I need to classify them under capital work in progress. Capital work in progress. These are under development intangible assets. This is computer software, intangible, intangible, intangible. Means I can do simultaneously C1, C2. Just for my way of working, I'm just classifying the C1s first and then the C2s. These are all the heads or the subheads provided by the institute. Goodwill. We have completed the entire balance sheet. Now we are into the profit and loss account. This is once again, I would like to make use of the Control Shift E for domestic sales. Here, I would like to use the exports. So once again, Control Shift E. Moving ahead with more dividend income, interest income, purchases, let's say some stock and trade, purchases raw material, returns are there, they would be basically for raw material. I'm classifying them. Okay, now these are all the expenses, okay, indirect expenses which are classified under other expenses. But yes, the institute's profit and loss account bifurcate them on different heads. So we will classify them here systematically for depreciation, for depreciation, for employee benefits, for finance cost, and these are all the other expenses. Salary and wages, interest cost, and here this is forex, miscellaneous expenses, some taxes, some payment to auditors, renting and stationery, and travel expenses. Friends, as you see, when I was doing the tagging, on the right hand side, the unmapped tag was getting removed. So now it shows me over here there is everything is blank and there is no ledger left unmapped. So now I can definitely go into next year. I mean to say next year in the sense this I've done it for TB current year. And now I would like to do the same exercise for previous year. So I can move, navigate from here also. These are few buttons for easy navigation. So right now I'm going into previous year, and in the previous year, same way I need to map over here. Same exercise. Okay. But you might be thinking, yeah, these many ledgers once again mapping, it would become very cumbersome. And that's why we have also provided one option. First of all, why we have provided these 2 years separately? The reason is that sometimes some ledgers may be classified in some other buckets in the previous year. And this year it is with some example, if there are some capital work in progress, okay, classified in the previous year as capital work in progress, but now it has become a full-fledged asset. And now I want to classify under asset. Okay, then I will require different tagging. So that's why we have given two exclusive working sheets for TBCY, TBPY. So now, but definitely I would not like to do that exercise, and I would like to have the same mapping which is there in the current year. And I click this button, update mapping from TBCY. I say yes, and it's done. Friends, as we see, there are a lot of enhancements we have done in this mapping sheet as compared to the NCE. We can create headers. Okay, we can create subheaders. We can copy the ledger's name into our subheaders and note headers buckets by just clicking on this one. Okay, it asks me whether I need to do it for all the other ledgers. This is all the steps for making this mapping faster. And really, friends, this is one of the cumbersome area. And friends, one more important thing, very important thing. Okay, as the auditors, okay, one thing, if we understand the making of the financial statements is to be done from the client side, and then we audit that and then make the financial statements perfect for them. But uh, and many a times this type of applications to be residing at the client place is not there, but we have given this option, this file to be enabled for any Tally user. So they can prepare this much mapping for you and ship to you as the auditors. Okay, this will really help you as an advanced part, means it will really reduce down your work to a greater extent, and it will be giving more clarity for even the clients that key how the data are to be maintained in future. I hope I'm right on this part. Yeah, thank you. I got some responses. Yeah. So definitely this would become this Excel file can be enabled by any client of yours in their Tally. Now, as we have seen this into the mapping of TBCY/PY, now we will see some stocks related. So same way here, these are some all these stocks. Okay, I can just map them. Finished goods, others. I can copy and paste. These are all raw materials. These are work in progress. Done. Okay, I've kept small lesser number of items. So, and from here, if I want to go into stocks PY and I say update mapping from the stocks, yes. Now, friends, this what I've done the mapping of the stock items. This is helpful for me for making the note for inventory, which is part of current assets. Now, here, this is the information which will be flowing to that. Okay, and if there is any stocks which are in transit, I can just make a note over here. Okay, this will be accounted into your stock in transit. Okay, so all this information, all these small informations which are very much relevant for the notes, we have taken care over here. So now I will take you to the sundry debtors and creditors. This is slightly a bigger one, but it gives you all the information. Okay, so here what we have done is that since we have exported the bill-wise information, here it has fallen, means all the bills which are based upon the aging has gone into its respective buckets. Okay, so less than 6 months, 6 months to 1 year, 1 year to 2 years, 2 years to 3 years, and 3 years plus. One more thing which we have brought over here is if the data are not neat enough and if it is like somebody has accounted that into on account. Okay, so he does not have to worry. It will be taken care over here. You can just ask the client that he just wherever is relevant this on account transaction, please copy that and paste it into its relevant bucket. Once he has done that, it will automatically update his aging report. I wish that people modify their Tally data neatly to remove all the on account subject. okay, and then export the data. But if it is not done, this method will also help him for doing the corrections. Now, once done with that, okay, here we see we have provided mapping over here for all the bills. Now it's quite possible this is a sundry debtor, okay, and if the sundry debtor is having some reverse or opposite balance like the credit balance, okay, now it's quite possible that the debtor has given something to you as an advance. So if it is a credit balance, it automatically tags it as other current liabilities and it buckets under the advance from customer. Now, it's not necessary that only this could be the scenario. There could be multiple other scenarios that we can think of, and all that has been listed over here. So it could be a purchase from this debtor. It could be for non-current liability, trade payables, and many other options also have been provided. But once you map this, okay, it will go and sit into its relevant bucket. So friends, our user just needs to do this mapping and this will be properly taken care and it goes right into its place in the balance sheet. So here it gives you the summary of this sheet. This is for sundry debtors and what will go into the aging, okay, has been shown over here in the trade receivables. Here we have provided the options for capture notes. Like beyond this, if there is any text, this is relevant for all the notes that if I want to write any some details for this, okay, I can write it over here. Okay, any explanation I want to give for any note, there is an option provided for capture notes and people can just click that and give additional information below the table they wanted to give. So friends, now we have covered the mapping sheets, trial balance current year, trial balance previous year, stock summary, sundry debtors and sundry creditors, which will respectively go into the trade receivables and payables. All the mapping sheets has been provided. Now with this, now I'm going ready for the next step. Okay. Now along with this, the next one challenge may come across is the bifurcation. Bifurcation in terms of current and non-current. Now, what happens for that? Like, means, for example, if these are my borrowings, and if this borrowings, I need to classify them under current and non-current. Okay, then I just need to click on this plus button over here. It will open up this columns for me, as I had explained you in the start. Okay, I'll take it later on. So this is for a very simple way of classifying the value of one ledger into two buckets, that is current and non-current. So if there is a borrowings, okay, loan for asset, and this in the immediately next year I will be paying 1 lakh, and balance 11 lakh I will be paying after 1 year. I just need to make a change over here. Then so 11 lakh has come into non-current, and one it is automatically calculated for current. So simultaneously for any other bucket, okay, it updates over here. For this term loan, let's say it's 29 lakhs. So 25 lakhs I will be paying after 1 year. For this, it is 18 lakhs plus for 15 lakhs. Now, in the most simplest way, we have provided this. And with this, okay, I am ready for any of the bifurcation, the simplest bifurcation I can have. Now, as I have done this bifurcation and mapping, now I'm ready to create their respective note sheets or the input sheet, what we can call it as. Why we have given this as an input sheet name, okay, we will explain you. Because see, accounting information or the balances have gone into its respective buckets. Okay, whereas now all these buckets which are there, now these are all the buckets which has gone, like means for building for here we had said that key 11 lakhs has gone into non-current. Okay, it is secured and all this information has been filled over here. But now beyond this, if the departments ask for more information relating to additional information that you will be paying off this loan, whether this is secured or not, whether it is guaranteed by any directors, or whether any default period or amounts which you are not paid in time, the EMIs got defaulted, or anything of that information, terms of payment. So this information I need to provide over here. So this is relating to the additional information. As I had shown you in this presentation, okay, that the first step is this. Second, mapping, then bifurcation, and then these are all the additional information. So how do we manage with this? Okay, this Excel helps me for all the additional information. Now, in the institute's guidance notes, okay, they have said that key for all the loans, okay, we need to provide this information, but exclusively for bonds and debentures, okay, they require this additional information. So wherever I've tagged the ledgers or the amounts for bonds and debentures, okay, I have written it over here. So we have classified this gray, this yellow cell tells you that these are editable fields. That would I would have said in the start, but just for information, this is all the editable cells. Okay, all the other cells, if you try to modify, it will give you a message. So these are all the input informations. So now what we have done till now, okay, we have done the mapping, we have done the bifurcation, we could provide the additional information, and yes, all the notes now they are getting made. Now, if I want to go to any of this note, I can go it from the index part. Let's say we went into borrowings. We can go into the reserves and surplus also. Now, this is the reserves and surplus area. So, for example, here if we see, okay, the opening balance is shown. Okay, all the credits totals. Here there are no credits. Okay, but there is some debit. So there is 200 over here. Sorry, 2 lakh. So now if I want to say, if I want an additional breakup of this 2 lakh, okay, where it has come from, then I can select from the list of other reserves, or even I can type it over here. Okay, transferred from PNL. Okay, or like this, I can keep on adding over here and provide this information. So let's say okay, this 2 lakh has come from this place. Okay, so I can write the information over here. If we see, there will be an exclusive treatment for surplus, the net profit coming from balance from the profit and loss account. So that I can mention it here. Okay, just selecting few information over here. And now from here, this is the input sheet of reserves and surplus. And now how it would be printing, how it will print. Okay, that we can see by clicking on this generate reserves and surplus notes. So as you see over here, okay, it shows me opening, add, less, okay, the explanation of what all things has been reduced, okay, and then the closing balance. So like this we are able to see all the information, okay, where there is no much details explanation, it will just give opening, addition, less, and closing balance. Whereas if any explanation, as I've said, I wrote in the this yellow cells, okay, that has been shown in this output, okay, as an additional line item, profit and loss revaluation, okay, here transfer from PL and XY, okay. So like this you will be finding the different input sheets for different nodes. Now coming back to these are few nodes, they are having their own styles, okay, just like trade borrowings had a different style. Here also if you want to make some more changes, okay, you can definitely do that. The reserves and surplus has a different input way of doing it. Let's say even share capital, okay, one of the very exhaustive notes. If we see share capital, okay, so here we are having the share capital with all this information. We will get all the information from the accounting, this information subscribed but and fully paid, subscribed and fully paid, that information we got it. But according to the face value, it has calculated the share number of shares, and if there were any additional information, maybe subscribed but not fully paid, or calls in arrears, it would have listed over here if there was any thing tagged in the trial balance, but there was nothing over there, so that's why these are blanks. Along with this, my reconciliation of shares is also already done. Now, if we see other notes of shares, for example, if I want to write rights to the this share, okay, voting rights or conversions or any redeemable or anything, any information, okay, it will give you a place over here, placeholder over here where you can write. So we have all the options, like I can give the information relating to equity and preferences issued without payments being received in cash. Then there are, this is one interesting area relating to shareholders. Now let's say if these are the shareholders of equity share, okay, SR A, D. Okay, so these are two people, two promoters. I just need to say promoters, and here I will say 5 lakh. Okay, here there are more. Okay, these are all the shareholders. And here, amongst these two, these are the relationship with the company. Okay, they are a holding company or the subsidiary company. Okay, and here, let's say all this. Now, when I'm filling this information, okay, if I make some mistakes, okay, let's say okay, here I write some controls has been provided over here that it cannot exceed the total number of shares in this bucket. So that we have slightly taken care of. Now with this, if I say generate notes, okay, I'm ready with it. You can see the notes have been prepared over here, and these are all the printable notes. Now, we talked about mapping sheets, we talked about input sheets. I'll just help you to navigate into multiple input sheets. So borrowings, reserves and surplus, we have definitely gone through. Okay, input sheet for PPE. So property, plant and equipments and intangible assets. So it has started preparing, okay, the gross block and accumulated depreciation. As you know, we have not taken only the closing balance, we have taken the debit opening balances, debits, credits and closing balances. So based on that, we are able to make this gross block seamlessly, and many other notes also. So this was in relation to the property, plant and equipments. There's a shortcut which takes me to the index, and all the sheets which are there at the bottom are hidden now. This is the information relating to capital work in progress. If I want to write any note for this tables, I can just click on this button, provide the details over here, okay, and then it will start participating in the printouts. Save notes. Yeah. So this was in relation to the PPE. This is in relation to the investments. In investments, we have one table which is asked for partnership firm. Okay, so if we have mentioned the information in the uh, partnership details, okay, let's say in TBCY, there was a partnership firm, yeah, here, let's say BPS Solutions. Oops, BPS Solutions. And same thing I would like to configure. Done. So here also I got API solutions. In the input sheet, if I say populate data from there, yeah, and investment in partnership firm. So here I say populate data from there. So now I get the name of the partnership firm, my share. Let's say there's one more partner. Okay. He has invested. Okay. And I'll write the share also 50%, 50%. Okay. And now if I want to generate the notes for it, okay, I'm ready with my input sheet notes also. So if I click on this generate input sheet notes, yeah, so here I'm ready with that partnership details also. Hope people like it. Okay, we have tried to take care of all the scenarios, all the requirements of the notes provided in the guidance note. Same way, there is loans and advances, purchase input sheet. Okay, here. So for the all the purchase, if somebody wants to segregate between the purchases, raw material, packing, if there is only one purchase, okay, and then they would like to segregate into different buckets, that is also possible. So what one has to do is I go to trial balance. Here we have taken purchase. Okay. Now the value of this is around 13 lakhs 40,000, but I would like to split it. Okay. So I can use this purchase input, user input. Okay, and then I say that key where exactly I would like to. So this value I can split over here in the input sheet. Populate data. Now see, it has become yellow. And now this data, this amount, I can split into different buckets so that it will get represented into the relevant buckets in the profit and loss account. In the profit and loss account where we have material consumed, okay, so where it has to go, it will go into its relevant buckets. Now, almost I've done with all this mapping, all the bifurcation. This is also one advanced bifurcations which we have provided. And now the last leg which is left is the generation of the final output. So for that, we have multiple options. So one is we can directly print, okay, the all the notes into this through the printer. But before that, you might be having some questions. How do we, is the format right or wrong? So all these options are available with Excel and PDF. So when I click on this PDF, the entire output is will be seen with all the formatting part like the tables in the landscape or the portrait format. So that entire thing is getting right now created. Pushing it into PDF. Okay, some working is still going on for this. Okay, by gold, you will be able to see a little more speed also on this. Okay, and with some refined formatting, we will be able to see in this.
Darshan, will we cover the NC part also as to what are the changes we are bringing in the existing solution?
In the NC, basically earlier the format almost remains same, but it is a lighter version of this. Okay, so for example, I'll just cover few points which will give the hint to all the users. A nice question it is, like how exactly NC will be taken care of. So NC, like, they do not require more of detailing. For example, reserves and surplus. So reserves and surplus, as we are showing over here with all the detailing of opening, add, less, and closing. Okay, whereas NC may ask only for the closing balances. Okay, where in this uh, corporate schedule 3, okay, we are providing share capital, whereas in that we will be giving the partners capital and the owners capital details along with the current accounts. So that such type of changes would be available in the NC subject. There won't be major changes into it. Okay, the format, the patterning will remain same. The almost if I see, okay, to some level the detailing part may get reduced to a greater extent. Okay, and we will be providing such options that even if for partnership firm they require more detailing, even they can select that and take the printouts. Okay, so if they want the reserves and surplus in the more explanatory way, then that is also available, and if they want it into the most simple way, that would also be available. So such type of structure we have made, wherein like both remain same, okay, but with their own exclusivities.
Yeah, thanks. I think the report is ready, is it? The PDF?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But along with this PDF, okay, I'll just 1 minute. We have provided one more option, that is the export to Excel. Okay, now for example, people might say that I would like to change fonts, I would like to change the length, I would like to fit it into one page, I want to give it split into two different pages. So all this option will also be available by exporting that simply into the Excel and do the formatting as needed. So I'll just save it into the right place. Friends, few things I really left out was that the Tally in this Excel file, we are also providing with all the um, ratio analysis. There are something around 11 ratios which are purely made comparing with all the datas, okay, with the previous year. And if there are some more additional details to be needed, okay, that can be mentioned over here with the reasons for variation. So this is Excel file. Now, whatever changes you would like to make it over here, all freedom is available. Okay, so if you want to change fonts, okay, this is not a controlled Excel file. Okay, this is not having any macros. It is a simple file. Okay, you can just make changes as you want. Yeah. So I think I'm done from my side. Okay, we can pick up few questions. If I missed out anything, please ask me questions so that I'll try to cover and show you what exactly more things we are having. It's a domain-rich subject, so a lot of nitty-gritties are there. Okay, we will be building up a team for all the supports. Okay, and we'll also equip our partners along with it. We will be having regular webinars for this subject. Okay, so at any point of time, if any article or even if your clients wants to understand that key how to do mapping or some processes, okay, we will be there to guide them for all the subjects.
Yeah, thank you, Darshan. So, see, our PM team answered most of the questions. Almost, as I can see, there are 80 plus questions answered. So, but a few questions which I saw were repeated in nature. So, it would be best that we can call out for the entire audience we have with them. So, one of the question was, so since we started calling it that we are showing Schedule 3 Division 1, what about the Division 2?
No, currently the solution is for division 1. That's the scope. Okay, so slowly and steadily we will see that in future release we cover the division 2 also.
Okay, so currently we are supporting Division 1.
Yes.
Okay, and could we also show in the process, because some people, start late. I know the product is not live yet, but if we can reiterate that how in TallyPrime, where will the option come in step by step for both NCE and Schedule 3, so that, they know how to go about the thing as and when they download the 7.1 version live.
Okay, so I'll just make it very simple.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that
Better to show it in Tally only. So if you can
it
share.
will, the start is not from Tally. That's what I wanted to say.
Okay, okay,
So
great.
just like NCE, when we go to the Tally, sorry, my screen is not shared. 1 minute. So as we go on to the Tally website, there would be a float, there would be a message over here once we are releasing this. Okay, that key enroll for Schedule 3 Division 1 financial statement. So once you click over there, you need to provide a Tally serial number. Once you provide your Tally serial number, okay, in your registered email address, okay, a OTP would be sent, and with that OTP you enable your license with this plugin. Okay, this we call it as a plugin. Now once we do that, okay, what I just need to do is go to the Tally. Okay, one thing very important, this will be available from Tally 7.1 onwards. So once we update, okay, means we do that process on the Tally website, we can go for the update of license. So let's say settings, license, and this is very normal process. Okay, and here we click on this update. So we provide the our Tally serial number and password. Okay, it will take few seconds and it will download this template inside your Tally folder. And friends, this we are not controlling that key, the serial number is of chartered accountants or not. It is available for any user. Okay, so it gives an ease to CAs also that the client can prepare a first level of balance sheet from their side, and then further processing they can do it at their end. So it is available for all. Secondly, here after this update process, okay, of license update process, in Tally plugin, we will get one option over here, Tally Schedule 3 Division 1, and we will also get financial statements for NCE. Okay, both the things will be available for the user. And let's say by any chance people will, because of some reason, okay, there is an option to opt out from here itself. But definitely if they, so here now this is the simplest way what we can see.
Okay. Yeah. Third question is, a lot of people ask if this will be on a chargeable basis. Will there be, since it is a plugin?
So I think we should charge. Sarla, if you can unmute and answer this.
Yeah.
It's not chargeable, right?
uh, just to respond to that question, it will be available free of cost for users who are using 7.1 and having valid TSs at the time of availing the plugin. So when you choose to avail the plugin, if you have active TSs and if you're on to the latest release of 7.1, this plugin will be available free of cost.
Yeah. Thank you, Sarah. Okay.
Thank you.
The fourth question that I received is, a lot of people wanted to experience this right away, and they're already looking in the Tally website. So just to inform you, this product is not yet live with the beta. As Darshan mentioned, we are continuously getting feedback from CAs to make it even more comprehensive product, and we'll make it live with our 7.1 version, which is expected to be by this month end. So, but I still know, with your love and dedication of CAs and the commitment on towards TallyPrime, so I have in the chat put in a form as well. So please note that even if we enable the enable the plugin in your system, that will only be a beta version. So please do stay tuned with the 7.1 Gold release announcement and move on. This is purely as a feedback exercise that CAs, being the most active users and on a daily basis, have been creating financial statements for their clients. So you all have most of the great knowledge for this. So we are requesting everyone that if you fill in the form, please do have some patience, because we have over 500 people with us. So we are going to enable this in batches, but definitely put in your details so that we will definitely enable for you. And please do share your feedback with us on how did you like the product. And even the chat, how was in today's session? Please do give us your feedback. I could see one that this was a very much needed solution. So thank you so much for that. And Darshan, I think a lot of people have been asking where will they get the template. So I think we can clear this, that no templates will be needed. Once the solution is enabled in your Tally, you will get all the templates in your Tally folder itself.
Right.
Yeah, and all the recording, all the requests for recording to refer it for their articles and stuff. So all our CA Connect sessions are uploaded in our CA Connect playlist. I've shared the link as well, and that's it. I think one more question which there was if the mapping is done in 1 year, will they have to come back year on year, or the mapping will be saved for them?
Very good question, really. Okay, so this is very interesting. So as we advance, okay, the next we will be continuously building up this new releases onto it. Okay, enhancing with more capabilities and more reports. So here we will be providing in the next year that if they want to shift all their current year information into the previous year, it will be done. And when you are repushing the data of the latest year into this Excel file, it will be automatically mapped. For your information, today also with this solution, okay, it's quite possible that I have exported the data into the Excel file, and after putting the data into Excel file, I made some changes into the Tally. Now, how do I manage? Should I repush the data, recreate this Excel file? Okay, what exactly? The thing is that we have managed this. Once you have exported the data into Excel, map the details, okay, and later on, if you re-push the data from Tally with some amount changes or with some new creation of ledgers, okay, the same thing will be exported into the Excel file. The interesting part is it will retain all the mapping which you have done earlier. So you need not worry about, you do not think about that key. It's not connected to ODBC, so it will not be taken care of, but definitely it will be taken care of. And one note over here that key, it will retain the mapping part. It will not retain the bifurcation if done any. Okay, so this we need to slightly take care of. This everything we have written in the best practices in the README sheet. So friends, please definitely for the first time, first 2 3 times, definitely refer to this README sheet.
Darshan, are you showing a reading sheet? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here in the README. In the best practice, we have said that if at all you want to repush the data, definitely your mapping will be saved. Save your work frequently, okay, especially after mapping to prevent the data loss. And if you are repushing the data, okay, it will be taken care of. So all this information has been written in this file, in this sheet.
And this file will be available in the
Template itself. Template itself.
I think in the template itself. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So
And and one interesting thing, if at all you find that you would like to watch a video out of it, then definitely there will be link for videos. Okay, and you can directly navigate to that place. FAQ links are also been provided here.
I think that will be of great help for people doing the first time mapping. Yeah. Okay. So I think these were the most common asked questions. Some of them are not so common, but I'll just read out. Trial balance export with the optional vouchers. Is it possible?
Interesting thing. Currently, no. We'll definitely see whether we can scope it out into the next release for this.
Okay. Is import of trial balance also possible?
Import of trial balance.
I think that's not a requirement though, but yeah, but that's what the question says, is the import of trial balance. Why is the import? Okay, I think we can skip it. Maybe it's a error. And one of the question was on the branch accounting, that will it be possible to consolidate all the branches as a whole?
Yeah, it is there in the future roadmap. Okay, that the branch and the group company things will be done.
Okay, great.
Hey, friends, I just missed out showing you one thing, that the PDF thing. Okay, the PDF will be made, and this we can see profit and loss account. It's like it will be much more better in the terms of formatting. Okay, so right now that's the last leg which is going on, so that will be taken care of. So this is all the notes which are there. Reserves and surplus for borrowings. This is MSME details, and yes, friends, there are for MSME there is additional information for principal and interest. So that table is also available. That also can be taken from here. Even there are a lot of notes, okay, for transaction of cryptocurrencies, then CSR notes. So all that notes are also available as a data entry information. Okay, so with that you get a proper checklist. Okay, that key you do not skip out any note in that regards. For additional, I'll just show you. There are so many notes, additional notes input. This is sorry. Yeah. So contingent liabilities and commitments, proposed dividends, social CSR, exceptions and extraordinary items. Okay, all those notes are available. So it is purely building up like a checklist for you that you do not skip anything out of it. So I hope this, I am getting some different emojis. Okay, friends, we have taken care of this. Okay, because we know that all this information sometimes are scattered, so we try to build up everything inside this. That's why I said that Tally will have accounting information, whereas the schedule the requirement is like far beyond that financial information. So that's why uh, bringing out over here, okay, makes more sense in Excel. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, Komal, we can take a few further questions on that.
Yeah, yes. Actually, again, the questions are mostly repeated. One which I saw 3-4 times is on the depreciation bit. Is there something called depreciation chart? Somebody was saying the percentage
Yes,
column
yes.
is missing also.
Column. See, if you are talking about the rate, I think.
Yeah, rate. The question was on rate. I remember something like it. 1 second.
So I'll just take you through the property, plant, and
Is there a depreciation chart also?
Ha, if people are asking about fixed asset register, so fixed asset register is not scoped into the solution. Okay, we will be providing that in detail in future release. Okay, not into the current. See, currently we are focused on the schedule 3 and its notes. Okay, so for making this note, okay, if there is a simple transaction in Tally for depreciation, your schedule 3 note for gross block is been made. You need not worry about any depreciation rate or anything of that sort. Okay, yeah, that we need to do the calculation externally. Okay, but with the entry of depreciation inside your Tally, your gross block is ready. Down the line, we'll also see to it that if we are able to provide an exhaustive fixed asset register, okay, which can cater you for many other purposes also. So currently the answer is that the fixed asset register is not scoped into the solution. We can expect this in the future. I hope that answers. If there is any
yeah, I think most of the questions are already answered by everyone in the panel. Just somebody is asking for the form link again. I've shared. So again, see, the product is anyway going to be live in, let's say, in 20 days or so. But if you're still interested in the early access, you can fill in the form. Our team is going to reach out to you, and definitely we are going to do it. Okay, Darshan, that trial balance question which I was asking, I think they have said why they have asked the import of trial balances. If the previous year's data was maintained in other software, so they will have to import the data in Tally. So I think they can use a simple format in the Tally, right?
I may not have a direct, means there is a new capabilities which have been provided into Tally. Okay, master import from Excel.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so we can club that solution, or that requirement can be met with that capability of Tally, import from Excel to Tally. So with that, you will be able to import all the entire trial balance with opening balances inside Tally, and then further you can take up with the transactions and then re-export into the.
I think a lot of people are doing it. People who are migrating from different softwares have been using this. Yeah, and to take in further questions, try to bring it in XBRL style soon.
XBRL.
XBRL, okay.
Yeah. Slightly that is part of division 1, division 2, I would say. Okay. So we'll scope it in that.
Done. And how to find aging, receivable, and payable as per the ledger wise?
As I said, okay, I'll show you once again the debtors and creditors mapping sheet which is there. It will be taken care over here in the aging. We have given two options. Interestingly, okay, if we go to balance sheet export, financial statement, and here if we see, now those who do not maintain it bill wise religiously or regularly, okay, for them we have said party wise. Party wise means the closing balance wise. Okay, so the party's closing balance will be exported into this template, and then a user or your client can split that information into this buckets. Okay, so based upon that, it will be added over there.
Okay, perfect. I think we have answered more questions. I think the team is answering about the deferred tax transactions, if it is possible in the solution. Okay, great. I think we can conclude our today's session. We do not have any open questions in the chat or Q&A. Just about the deferred tax, Darshan, will you be able to answer? Is it available, not available? Can we get a yes?
Yeah, deferred tax working is also available. Wish that you explore it. Okay, and if any problem, please bring it to us. Okay, we would like to solve it.
Yeah.
But definitely there won't be any problem onto it.
Okay, so to answer, yes, deferred tax working will be available. I've already shared the form link, people who are interested in the early access. So definitely our team is going to reach out to you to enable it. But let me repeat once again, that will only be the beta version and not the final version. Please do stay tuned at CA Connects when we announce on the gold release, because the new release, which will be much more comprehensive, much more accurate, free of bugs. So while please do enjoy the early access and give us feedback so that our PM team can take note if the same can be enabled in this release or in the future roadmap. We'll continue to make enhancements. Thank you so much for the compliments received on how it was a much needed solution and you were waiting for it for the long time. So, and somebody even said kudos to the team. So thank you so much for your kind words and as always, your commitment. So thank you so much, Darshan and the entire PM team, Ritika, Dilip, Sarla, Vivek, for answering almost 100 plus questions today.
Oh, wow.
I will now end the session and I hope that the recording gets available in our CA Connect playlist. Please do stay tuned at CA Connect so that we continue to update you on all the latest features TallyPrime has to offer. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.